Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. Angela Wolf here, Brother Brand Ambassador. So excited to see you. Another new week and a lot of new projects. So today we're in the crafting world. I say crafting world, but you know what? We were just talking about this, that we also, and this sublimation printing has just gone on fire everywhere. We love it. There's so many fun things. I actually have a little one here. This was my first one ever with all the ladies in my studio. I have one mistake back here, which I'll keep like this. But anyways, if you want to learn about sublimation, get some good ideas, we're going to sublimate a tumbler and a koozie today. We're going to be using Art Spira and a lot more. So pop in, say hi, and let's welcome our fabulous guest today. We got Cindy Hogan. Hey, Cindy, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. And then we have Lilly. Hey, Lynn, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so excited. So, hey, Lynn, I have to tell you, the last time you were on for Valentine's, Galentine.
Yep.
I still can't say it right. Galentine's. Is that how we say it?
Yes, Galentine's.
Yeah, Galentine's. So, Wynn and I were in Florida at a brother dealer, and for Galentine's, I was so excited that day. I'm celebrating. Everybody said, no, it's tomorrow. I'm like, no, it's actually today.
No.
It's today.
February 13th.
Very fun, very fun. So I see everybody rolling in. We are live on Brother Crafting YouTube and Facebook pages, and we've got a lot of fun stuff today. So Lynn, why don't we kick it off with you? You got the tumbler. I'm not going to show my little mistake here because you're probably going to show how not to do that little mistake I got. That little boo-boo.
Yes, all good. So I'm super excited about today's live because I absolutely love the Brother Sublimation printer. It is one of my favorite Brother products. I like it for a couple reasons. One, it's so reasonably priced. And two, you get professional printing quality for all of your sublimation products. And today we're doing tumblers, but you can sublimate on all types of different things. And if anyone's new to sublimation, feel free to jot your questions down in the comments. We'll do our best to answer them. But one of the key factors is when you're sublimating, you want to sublimate on 100% polyester if possible. The lower count of polyester that you have in a product, sorry, my little heat press over here is beeping at me. Reset it. The lower percentage you have in there, the less vibrant your colors will be, just as a little heads up. But today we're going to be doing tumblers, and we're going to be using Art Spira to design. So I am going to pop in, Angela, if you can show my screen share, make sure we are still rocking and rolling. Awesome.
Yeah,
okay,
good.
Perfect. Okay, so I am in the Art Spira app, which is, if you're not familiar with Art Spira, it is I like to call it the ecosystem of design for Brother, because pretty much the majority of the Brother machines are all connected through Art Spira, and you can design all in one place. And there is a really cool new design feature that they just launched, and so we're going to use that today. All right, so I'm here in the home screen, and I'm going to hit new. And those of you that are familiar with Art Spira, you might see that there is something new. And I don't know if you ladies have used this yet, but have you used the font decorator?
Oh, I've not seen that. I have not played with that yet, Lynn.
So it literally, I think, just launched this week, because when I logged in a few days ago, it popped up as a new feature. And I was like, oh, let me try this out. This is so cool. So I'm going to click on that. And it's really cool. So it takes a monogram letter and it will combine it with a floral design. So, and it's actually really fun to play with too. So we're going to go character, and I'm going to use an L for Lynn. And then you've got all different types of fonts. And the fun part is you can always go back and change these, but we're just going to stick with the first one. Now, for the motif, it shows you a whole bunch of different flowers. And the kind of cool part is you kind of don't know what you're going to get, right? So I'm going to try the hydrangeas. And I'm going to hit done. All right. And so it starts there. You're going to hit generate. And then it does this really cool, funky magic that you don't really know what it's doing, but it's creating this really awesome design. And you really have no idea, because it changes it, and then you get a whole bunch of different options to customize it. So while you're doing that, I'm going to show you. I've got, oops, is that my blank one? You can probably see here. This is one, and then we're going to end up with a design similar to this. But if we go back to the screenshot, you can see it generated this design. All right, now it allows you to customize it. Okay, so it automatically did the Envy water one, but we can change it to all different things. So like if I
Oh.
go down one to childish and I hit generate, it will change it again. And I don't know why it's called childish because I don't really think it looks childish, but it will literally sit there and change it. I spent probably a good 45 minutes entertaining myself doing all these different options. And it was so relaxing and calm and fun. I loved it. All right, so once we see this one, we'll also show you some different things that you can change. All right, here we go. So you can see how it completely changed the design of it, right? So you can mess around with all these different ones, and then you can also change the primary color of it too. So I love pink. You may have guessed it with my background here. So I'm going to generate it with a pink hue. And every letter looks different. And then when you change the fonts, they also look different as well. So it's really fun to just get in there. If you've got the app, you can start to play with it and kind of get an idea of what you like and really have fun generating kind of your own creations. All right, we're going to roll with this one. Ooh, I love that. That's a little different than what I normally did on my sample here. So we're going to roll with this. All right, so you can see my flower design is in there. All right, and then I'm going to hit create. So then it takes me back to my regular options here where I can choose, do I want a letter? And I'm going to rotate it because I want it to be horizontal. All right, and then I've got my letter. Now I can also change the size of my letter if I'd like. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And then my name is Lilly, so I've got 2 L's. So I'm actually going to duplicate this so that I've got 2 L's right there. And I'll kind of line them up where I want them. And then you can have some fun playing with this, right? So maybe we make them a little bigger, a little smaller. And then I'm going to add in some other elements to create the design for my tumbler. So once I've got that set, I'm going to go head on over here and I hit my little plus sign and then I go into printer data. So there is a lot of other options within Artspira. So it's loaded with all these really fun things. So you've got animals category, birds, you can add all sorts of things to it. I think I'm going to go to shapes. I think that's where I got my frame for the last one. So I'm going to head on into shapes. Yep. And there's a few different frames that are in here. A heart. We've got this round one, which I really like. And then I'm just going to select that. I'll kind of move it, maybe make it a little bigger. In my sample, I went ahead and put my name under it. So if I want to add text, I click that big A, little a, and I'm going to put my name in there. And these are really fun to make as GIFs. And then with the fonts, I'm going to pull my font down here just so I can see it, and then I'll move it into place. I am going to select that font key, and you can see all the different types of fonts. You can tap them. It changes it. So you can decide really quick in preview right there what you like best, right? So I think I'm going to, let's head on down. I kind of like that one. All right, we'll go with that one for this. And then I'm going to size it in there. And I like to do the pinch size. You can also adjust it in one of your options down there for editing tools, but I kind of like to pinch it a little bit faster. And then I can line it up in there where I want it. And I'm going to zoom. Let me deselect and see if I can zoom in so you guys can see a little bit better. There we go. All right. Now I can also change the color of this font too. So I don't want to do black. I want to do purple. I can change. There's a whole bunch of different color options. And then I am going to do one last thing. I'm going to add some more text and I'm going to say bloom every day. And then I'm going to show you a really cool new feature that you may not have seen that was also recently added into Artspira. And that's the transform feature, where you can transform your font by doing it either in an arc, a circle, or a spiral. And you can see you can arc it as little or as much as you want. I'm going to arc mine upward to about there. I'm going to hit done. And then I can also select it. And if I want to make it, if I want to make it a little smaller, I can. And then I can also change the color, which I'm going to go ahead and make it match my purple there. Now, I'm going to leave my background white, but if you wanted to change your background, there's also options for that. I did one where I made my background yellow. You can see here, but I'm going to stick with white. But if you do want to change it, you go to that little square that looks like it has texture on it, and you can change it to any color that you want. You can see we can quickly change. and C, right? But I'm going to stick with white for this one. All right, so I'm going to hit done. You can save it. I'm not going to save this one because I've got another one already in there. All right, so now what you see is that it automatically mirrored the image for you, which is nice, so you don't have to worry about it. But when you sublimate, you do need to mirror on most of the surfaces you're using. Some surfaces are slightly different, you don't, but if you're doing a tumbler, a t-shirt, any type of fabric, you mirror. All right, and then I already have my printer selected, so I'm going to hit print. And it's going to take a second, but you can see how quickly it transferred. And look, I'm going to just give you a slight little so you can kind of see. There's my printer right there. And it prints relatively fast. Now, while that's printing, I've got another one that's already printed. So you can kind of see, take a look at this. Now, the colors don't look super vibrant, right? You're like, wait, that doesn't look like what I made on screen. That's kind of the surprise of sublimation. Is that you kind of get surprised once you take this transfer off. So we're going to use this one for the sake of time. I'll show you that one once it's printed out, but we want to take our tumblers. Remember that you need to use a tumbler that is approved for sublimation. And I know I'm talking a lot. Angela, let me know if anyone has any questions about sublimation or about the Brother Sublimation printer too. All right.
So far, everybody's just loving it. So
okay.
I'm in here on my app watching you, and I'm downloading, I'm messing with my letters.
It's so cool, right? Literally, I sat in bed. So this is what I love about Arspira. You can literally design from bed. I literally was in bed one night for like 45 minutes. My husband's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I can't stop. This is addicting. Like, I keep changing it. Oh, and I see a bunch of people tuning in. Hi, good morning, everyone. Thanks for telling us where you're watching from. I'm here in outside of Atlanta in Roswell, Georgia, in case anyone is close. I love to meet my Georgia neighbors. All right, so what I'm doing is I am using heat safe tape, and I'm just going to pull off a few pieces to have myself ready here. This is not regular tape. If you're new to sublimation, you do need to use heat safe tape. It is designed to withstand those high temperatures. All right, so you want to make sure that your tumbler is dust free, okay? So maybe if you have a cloth, you can dust it off. These ones are good to go. If it is have dust on it and you transfer on it, that dust is going to leave a blank space. Now, one thing you don't have to worry about if you're using a design that has a white background versus a color is the tape leaving marks or overlapping in the back, all right? So it doesn't matter my design, but if I'm doing something that has a color, my designs, and you'll see this, this is a good sample because I messed up on this one. So I like to show the mess ups, right? So you'll see how it's a little bit foggy there. That was because I actually overlapped my paper and didn't cut it exactly. So it kind of fogged a little bit because the pressure was messed up. So you want to cut your paper so that it meets exactly in the back if you've got a design that goes 360 around your tumbler. So I'm going to lay my tumbler down, and I'll scoot this back so you can see it a little bit more. I've got my tape ready to go. Set my phone over there. And I'm going to wrap it right around. I like to make sure it's in the middle where I want it. The key thing here is that you wrap it super tight. You do not want any give in between. So you want it to be as tight around that tumbler as you can get it, okay? And then I've got my tape. I'm not worried about my tape causing any problems with my design because I don't have a design that wraps all the way around, right? It's just white. So I'm going to put a piece of tape there and a piece of tape there. And I see it's a little loose right there. So I'm going to put one in the center because I don't have to worry about any of the pressure issues. All right. And then what I'm going to do now, some people will suggest adding another layer of paper around here. What I've realized is that we are using the Brother Sublimation paper, which is made and designed for sublimation printing in your Brother Sublimation printer. And it does not bleed through. So if you end up using a different kind of paper, I would suggest just putting a piece of copy paper around it as a second layer to prevent it from bleeding through onto your press, okay? But I have not had any problems with my Brother Sublimation paper. All right, so I'm going to stick it in my press, just like that. I do have my heat gloves for when it's done. And then I'm going to hit my button, and I'm going to let the magic happen. Now, I have it set at 375 for about 200 seconds. So it's going to take a hot minute. No pun intended. While it bakes. So
Literally.
I know we should say a little over 2 minutes.
Cindy's like a hot minute.
Yes, a hot minute.
One hot minute, yeah.
Yeah, so I've got my gloves ready. I can show some other samples too while we're waiting. Okay, I think this is probably one of my absolute faves. Like, this gives you a really good idea of the bright vibrancy of the colors that you get from this sublimation printer. And this was a design that was already in Art Spirit. And you know what? I have it. Let's see if my device is still connected. I might be able to show you. All right.
Yeah, I think it's right. There you are.
Okay, perfect. Let me get back out of here and I'm going to go to my creations. So you can see this design, like how pretty those colors are. And then I don't know if I'm split screen. Can you see split screen? You can kind of.
No, but let me bring you up. Yeah.
But you are. Okay. Oh, I'll do it like that. Perfect. So you can kind of see how amazing, right? That design is. And that background is one of the built-in backgrounds that's in Art Spira. So if we go back really quick to my phone, I'll show you where those are. All right, are we back? Okay, so if we hit that little square where we were changing our colors, you can see all the different patterns that are available in here. And then you can also, and there's more, it's just taking a second to load. You can also upload your own images too, which is nice. And then you can also manipulate these different designs. So you can change the hue of the color in them. You can change the size of them. You can change how the pattern is repeated. So there's so many different options that you can do in here. One other thing I like to note too, because we get a lot of questions about if you're designing somewhere else outside of ArtSphere, or maybe you have a design that was sent to you, you can print directly to the Sublimation printer as long as you install the printer drive, which is available for free to download via the Brother website. So, you may design in a separate software. Someone may send you a picture that you just want to print out really quick. You can send it directly to your printer from your computer. All right. And we've got about 50 seconds. Do we have any questions, comments?
I don't see any. Let me bring us all up here. There we go. No questions. Everybody's just saying this is super fun.
Awesome. I love it. It is addicting. I will say, like, once you start, Cindy, I think you can agree, we were talking about before. Once you start doing sublimation, it's so fun and it's so easy. And it has such a long lasting effect, right? Like, it's not going to peel. It fuses with your material. So it literally, I like to say, lasts forever. Which is really nice if you're creating gifts or even if you're doing this as a small business, right? To sell, it creates really, really great products.
And Lynn, I'm so glad you showed how to keep that paper on there really tight. Mm-hmm. That's what I did wrong. That's why I'm missing like half of a face right here. It was no offense to Susan, but her face is like blurred out.
Okay, and so I just put on my little heat safe gloves. It's nice if you don't have these, you can use like an oven mitt as well. But this is going to be super, super hot when it comes out. Okay. And even with my gloves, I can feel the toastiness throughout. I am going to try really quickly while we're watching, and I'm going to peel this off so you guys can see. But you cannot do this with your bare hands. So if you don't have the gloves, what I recommend doing is setting it aside and letting it cool. So if you do remove it with an oven mitt, you let it cool. And it's a little challenging with this shape and the big gloves on, but I'm just going to try and rip this off so you guys can see the front. I've got a little tool here, which is helping me. The gloves, you fumble around a little bit, right? It's like you're wearing big mittens. All right, let's get this and rip it, make it easier. There we go. Okay. Look at how awesome that is, y'all. That looks super cool, does it not?
Oh, I love that.
Right? The vibrancy of the colors. And look, so this one is slightly different that we printed out, but you can kind of see, right? You get the vibrant colors. This looks dull, and then it's a fun surprise when you reveal it at the end after you press it. So this is still really hot, so I'm going to set this one over. I have a mat over here to cool, but again, you can see all these really fun designs. I love designing via watercolor and doing digital design. So some of these I painted or drew, and then sent either directly to print, or like this one, I uploaded my background design of a repeating pattern that I already created. And then I went in Artspira and I added in the name logo of my daughter. So there's a lot of different cool things that you can do. Same thing with this guy. The bows is a pattern that I created, and then I brought it in and added the other personalized details in Artspira, and then sent it to my Sublimation printer. But yeah, easy peasy. I mean, we did that in 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And we could do it a little faster.
We had a little chatting in there too. And you know, I think the biggest question when the Sublimation printer came out was exactly what you showed, how it's kind of dull on the paper. And you're thinking, wait, I wanted this to be a vibrant color. Yeah. And that green one you have is so cool. With I mean, that shows right there how vibrant it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's all I got.
And now that you have a tumbler, we need a koozie. So we're going to look over at Cindy. Cindy, I love koozies, by the way. I embroider a lot of mine. I think I'm going to have to, after I see this today, with those initials that she just did. I love that. Well, not initials. It's like.
Well, it's funny that Lynn Lilly decided to do that, and I did it as well, because we both went in there and went, wow, this is just cool.
So cool, right?
Yeah. When you go in there and find something new, it's just like so cool. But I took it a little bit different.
I'm upset with myself for not sitting on the airplane the other day playing with my Artspira app, which I normally do, or I would have known that. And now, well, that's why I have you girls.
Well, now you have something fun. And look, I'm a Southern girl, so we could monogram a monogram. So to me, like, we love monograms. That was screaming my name as soon as I saw it. I was like, what is this? This is amazing.
And the bigger the monogram, the better.
Yeah, the bigger the better.
Yes.
All right, Cindy, what do you got for us?
We are going to do a koozie. So, and once again, we're playing with the Artspira app and the new feature. I took it a little bit different.
Awesome.
I gave you one. I'll give you one extra step. So there's something else that you can do with AI. So let's go in here and touch new again, and we'll tap printing. And we'll do that font decorator. That's our new feature. And honestly, it's funny that we both chose to do that.
Yeah, we did not discuss that, right?
I mean, I zoned right in on that. We'll tap agree. It comes up and asks you to do that every time. Just kind of ignore that. We're going to tap our character. And Angela, you said you wanted your name, so I'll do your name this time.
Yay.
But I chose Cairo as my font. Oh, and A. So just so you know, this on the left-hand side here, that's where you choose the letter that you want to use.
Oh, scrolling on the left.
Scrolling on the left. And then scrolling on the right, pick your font style. All right. And there we go. Now I'm going to choose my motif. You did hibiscus, so why don't we try geraniums? Not geraniums. What are those?
Makes me think of spring.
Gerber daisies.
Oh, Gerber daisies, yes.
Gerber daisies. Tulips are really cool too.
Yeah, I was playing with the tulips the other night, and they do look really cool.
Oh, but the ones I pre-printed here are the hibiscus. I think. And then we're going to say customize, and I'm going to show you a few of the other styles that you can get. Although I do like that one.
Yeah, that one looks really good.
Why don't we go? Well, let's see what Doodle Line does for us. Okay, guys, I'm going to sit here and tell you, you're never going to get the same thing twice. So if you find one that you like, make sure you select it, because you will not see it again. Mm-hmm. It is randomly generating these.
Kind of like the favorite feature when we're going through embroidery designs, when we do color shuffle, kind of the same thing. You'll never get it back.
If you don't select it in that moment, you will never get it back. All right. So, I mean, it kind of gives you an idea of the different ones, but I do like the Envy Water. That's the one we're going to select. Sorry. Pardon me, guys.
I know
We
we
keep
need to
in the
have
wheel.
like something like a little spinning thing,
Yeah.
or we all snap. It's like
The suspense.
Do, 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 do. It's telling us, though. It's waiting a moment. It just takes it a minute. And once it's done, but I went at this a different way because this is an AI feature, but we also have an AI feature once we land it on the page. And I'm good with that. Let's pick a color, and
pink.
I'll go with the purple this time. Pink. Pink. You wanted pink? Well, we're getting purple. Sorry.
You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
I like that. That's a good one.
I got 2 little kids. I use that daily.
Oh, that one's different.
That looks good. I like that.
You like that? All right. So we'll say done then. If you like that one, we'll say done. And I'm just going to tap create and we'll say done. So here we go. Now, as I said, you could sit here and play with it all day long if you want to, but we're going to go one more step with this one, and we're going to touch conversion. And we're going to touch Artspira AI again. And this gives you the ability to choose the different sketch features that you generally would do for photographs.
Ooh.
But it's really cool if you choose the watercolor feature.
Oh.
And then convert this with watercolors. So you've got a hard, I mean, it's kind of hard right now. And when you put the watercolor to it, it softens it up so much.
This is cool. I didn't even realize that you could do this. So I'm learning too.
Isn't it? I mean, it's fun. It's lots of fun. I think once you touch every button, and that's kind of, you must do the same thing as I do. I come in here and go, oh, what can I hit here? So that one softened it up a little. Boy, that looks kind of like a trumpet there, though. Oh, what did I do? I undid the conversion. I'd be darned. How did I do that?
Hey, Amanda wants to know if you can save each one so you can use it many times.
Yes. You certainly could. All right. So there's my watercolor one. And I'm just going to come in and add a name to this. This is not the one that I printed out, but we'll go ahead and tap off of it, and I'll come in and add a name. I don't want capital there.
I love how easy this is. Oh my gosh. And I love these monograms. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah.
Now we can come in and pick a font.
And while you're showing that, I know a lot of people always ask, is there a free version? Yes, there's a free version and a paid version. And if you look at the fonts that have the crown, as she's doing that, the crowned ones are the ones that are in the membership. But there's quite a few. Oh, you picked the perfect font. Oh my goodness. That's exactly what I like.
One. I don't think I'm going to change the color either. I think I'm going to leave it at black. What do you think? What color you want?
I like it.
It stands out really well. I like it.
I like it too. Okay, so now I'm going to come in here and we are going to group this together. Select it all, and I'm going to group it so that I can duplicate it. To make one for the front and one for the back. Now, if you want to see how big it is, you can go to layout and it will tell you that it is 3.78 inches. And I believe my little koozie here is about 3.75. So, but if you look, it's got a little bounding box around it. So there's white space out there. I think we're probably pretty good. I actually added in for mine to make it a little easier for me to do things. I tapped it and we'll say, okay. I added in a square. So I went to basic shapes.
I got you covered, Cindy. So I think I'm going to have to send Cindy a self-addressed envelope for this one, I'm pretty sure.
No. All right. So I went to basic shapes and added a square and made that about 4 inches. And you can easily just type in 4 inches. And then you can align them. So we can select them all again. And we can align, and we will go center and middle. And tap OK. And then we can group that. And now I can say we will have 2 of these. So tap OK. We're going to tap it again, and I will duplicate. And there we go. So I'm going to say done. I'll save it. We'll just put this.
Oh, there you go, Amanda. That's how you save it.
It means I have to get rid of one, so I can get rid
I know.
of
No.
I've reached my 100. So
You can save 100, and you've already hit 100, Cindy?
Lord, I've already deleted before that. So
I know. I had to delete last week too. It's very sad.
so I was going to save, and we'll just do a save. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't know. You can't go searching for the name of the design. So just save it. I mean, with whatever name you want to. And well, let's print it. So it's already mirrored it for us. It picked up my SP1, and I am ready to go forth and data could not be sent. Why not? There we go. All right. I'll flip it up. Change cameras here.
We bring you back over here.
Yep.
We'll go back to the printer. Now, while that's printing, let's go back over here to the heat press. Here we go. Okay. One last thing. Let's get these guys ready. So I've got my neoprene can koozies, and I've put a piece of paper inside them so that they don't stick together. Piece of butcher paper, and you want to lint roll them to get all the lint off. And I will have to tell you, the ones that I ordered came with a lot of lint. And what I like about this project is you don't spend a whole lot of money and it's a good one to learn from. And I will show you a couple of other things if we need to in the app here in a minute. But I also, usually you may get 2 different ones. So that one's printing, and I'm not good. We're going to do the ones I've already printed. And because
No
I've already
complaining on my side. I love koozies.
So I've already cut it. And what I kind of cheat and we'll fold it in the center and the middle, but because I've already cut around it. Ooh, this one turned out so pretty though.
Ooh.
We may have to come back and cut around it. But you trim on the inside of that black line. That gives you a good, easy space. Ooh. I don't know. I like that one very much. We may have to come back and do that. I'm just going to take this, though, and we are going to tape it down with heat-resistant tape. And I've never had a problem with it bleeding either. I'm just careful here. Oh, and I had already taken the moisture out of these guys. So your first little press is to get the moisture out of them. I've already done that. I'm just going to go ahead and press. You press them for about 5 seconds and then go again.
So Amanda wants to know, can you save the USB to a USB flash drive? No, you can't. But Amanda, if you designed this without Artspira, you can print from your computer, which I've done that. That's how I did this one here, because I added a ton of photos just to a different photo app that I had already had. So you cannot save Artspira stuff to a USB. Good question though. Good question. We've got Cindy, 4, 3, 2. We do need some music for this or something. There's got to be an Artspira music.
Yeah, I meant to put it on the other side. You can tell I'm not quite there with it today.
Cindy, I lost your mic.
Oh,
Just, you know.
Can you hear me now?
I sure can. It's like, whoo, you're back.
Well, my mic fell on the floor, I guess. I meant to put this on the back. So since I didn't do that, we'll go ahead and do one more.
Well, a koozie has a front and a back. They both look exactly the same.
Uh-huh. That's good.
I did this last year. I found some white koozies like that, Cindy, and I took some of the photos from our fishing with our crew, and I gave every single, my husband and Jeff and everybody on our boat, their own koozie with their own photo holding a fish so they would not grab the wrong koozie.
That's awesome. What a great gift. And they'll reuse it. That's such a fun gift.
I know, it worked pretty good.
One of my, you were talking about your little mess up on your first tumbler.
Yeah.
I did a tumbler upside down. So that would be one of those things that I would tell y'all, make sure you orient it in the correct direction.
The tumbler upside down or the koozie upside down would probably not work very well. Oh, look how beautiful that is.
And as Lynn was saying, looky here. I mean,
you can see the difference.
It just changes total. You won't reuse this, even though it looks like there's ink still on it. You're not going to reuse it. But it's amazing how well they work.
Oh, that's so pretty, Cindy.
Okay.
And I love koozies is an even faster craft, right? You can, and especially if you have a big press like that, you can probably press 4 or 5 at the same time. And so it really is a quick and easy craft to be able to gift.
For sure.
Yeah.
And if you mess one up, you've maybe got 10 cents in it. I mean, it's really not that
it's
expensive.
inexpensive.
It's a good one to learn from, I would say.
I love that. So now we have a fabulous tumbler. We've got a fabulous koozie, all finished in like less than 45 minutes, beginning to end and visiting. Oh my gosh, this is so easy. Does anybody have any questions? Drop them in the chat. We are live on the YouTube and Facebook chat. And of course, if you're watching the replay, we try to watch those comments too. Yeah. Elsa said very pretty. I agree. And now I have to go into the app immediately when I'm finished here. I'm going to be opening Artspira. I had no idea that monogram was there. I'm late to the party, but not too late.
It's only been there a week. I mean, they put it in Thursday a week ago. So.
Oh, well, then I get a pass because I was traveling for work. I do have my, Cindy, did you ever see this? And I don't know if Lynn, I don't know if I showed you this with the AI when they first started coming out with the AI for the Artspira, and you can make yourself look different.
Yes, I did that for you in Houston, if I recall correctly. Yes.
Yes, you did this for me at the Houston Quilt Fest, and then here was this one, and the top that I was wearing was all embroidered, so it was very ingenious. Awesome. Yeah. The only AI part that did not work was when I uploaded my fishing photo with all the guys and myself, and I had a hat on. I mean, I kind of looked like one of the guys, and AI definitely thought I was, because next thing you know, I ended up with a goatee and a belt. Right, Cindy?
Yeah, it did not like her in a group of men, because everybody turned into men, and she had a beard. It was quite entertaining.
I know.
It's designed for one person. Every time we had 2 people in it, you had a male and a female.
Yep. And ever since that photo, when I got back, I always have my hair out my ponytail and my hat, and I keep it in the front. And Lynn's like, why do you keep doing that? It's the long story. Right? Oh, gosh. All right. Anybody have any questions? This was a great tutorial. Super fast, super easy. I'm going to bring our websites up so you can find us. We all are on social media. So first, you got brothersews.com. You want to find your local brother dealer. They're having some great deals. Cynthia's Embroidery. Cindy does a live show every Tuesday. I always get your time zone. Not today. But usually it's at 3 or 4.
For your time, 3:30. 3:30. I'm telling you, 3:30 Central Time. So 4:30 Eastern.
4:30 Eastern. Yes, yes. And then you got Creative Living with LynnLilly.com. You can find her on her website. She has a ton of things on YouTube and a lot of things on there as well. And then AngelaWolf.com. And I should be getting the new schedule. I will upload that for you because we are live again with Brother on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And so we're getting that going. All right. So
Awesome.
Lynn, I'm very, very excited. I'll bring Cindy back to say goodbye. I love your projects and everyone watching. Thank you for taking time today to say hi to us because
Thank you.
you know what? If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. We would be hanging out. Well, we probably still would be hanging out by ourselves.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited. I'll be back again next month.
Sounds good. I cannot wait to see the projects. And I told my husband, Lynn, that I think I found someone who likes pink more than me. And he said, there's no way. So I'm going to have you watch the show today.
He's going to see.
He said he wanted to make sure you weren't my sister. I said, I don't think so.
I mean, we kind of do. We've got the dark hair, long hair. We could be.
There you go. All right, everyone. We're going to end it. I'm showing you a preview of the Avenir with the new fonts since we're playing with fonts. And leave your questions below. Until next time, everyone. Happy sewing. Happy crafting. Bye.
Bye, friends.